What is up, guys? This is the Double H Show with your host, Hunter Heisley. Thank you all for tuning in and watching today. Today's episode is a special one. We are doing a live fantasy football draft. We're only going to draft like the first 6 or 7 just so you guys don't have to watch an hour-long video. But stay to the end. I might give away some money, so check that out. And we are pick number 3. So that is the best thing ever. I'm going to give you tips, tricks, sleeper players that you have no idea about. I watch a lot of college football, so I know the players coming out of college that are ready to break out year 1, year 2, year 3. So that's kind of something special that I know of. So hopefully you'll get some value out of this video. And I'm probably going to be all over the place talking about different teams because it's an actual draft happening right in front of me. So that's going to be crazy. And I think that you'll gain a lot of value from this. Noise happening all around me. So the number 1 pick obviously should be Saquon Barkley. He can run. He can catch it. He can even probably throw touchdown passes. He's just the number 1 offense. Now, the offensive line for the New York Giants is a little suspect, right? But as long as they have Eli Manning at quarterback, as long as they have Saquon, they don't have many options. They lost Odell to the Browns. They don't have many options. Let's just say that. So I think that he's going to have a breakout season because he's going to be their only option at offense. Okay. Obviously, the number 2 pick is probably going to be Christian McCaffrey. He went to Stanford, watched him, played up against him, being a Notre Dame fan. He is another Saquon Barkley type. I think, in my opinion, he doesn't get enough of shine. He plays with a very dynamic quarterback in Cam Newton, so we'll see what happens in that aspect. He should have a big year. Now, a lot of people are saying Ezekiel Elliott should be number 3, but I don't like Ezekiel Elliott's attitude, right? He wants all this money and everything like that, but he doesn't do the things necessary to make that money. He's a great on-the-field performer, but all Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones need to make a decision on whether they want to pay Ezekiel Elliott. They have to pay Dak Prescott. They have to pay Jalen Smith. They have to pay Amari Cooper. You can't keep them all. So they have a huge Oh, the draft just started. Huge Saquon number 1 decision to make, the Cowboys do. So Saquon Barkley number 1, like everybody expected. No surprises there. Alvin Kamara number 2. So guess who I'm going to draft? We have an option between Christian McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott, David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell. I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey. That's our running back number 1. And let me just make sure that's all locked in here. Yep, Christian McCaffrey, number 3 back. David Johnson just got drafted ahead of Ezekiel Elliott. I think a lot of people are basically telling me the same thing, and everybody's thinking the same thing about Ezekiel Elliott, because he is still on the board at this moment. DeAndre Hopkins. Now let's talk about DeAndre Hopkins. He is a first-round talent. He should be your first-round pick. Reason being, Deshaun Watson, this is going to be his breakout year from the Houston Texans. He has a stout defense. I know they're trying to get rid of Jadeveon Clowney. Stout defense. Huge offensive line, and Deshaun Watson's going to break out. He has DeAndre Hopkins to throw to. Then he has a very interesting Will Fuller. Now, Will Fuller, the wide receiver, has been hurt probably every single year, but I think this year is going to be the year where he breaks out and does not get injured. So I would pick him up in the 6th or 7th round, Will Fuller, but DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a wild year. He's the best wide receiver in the league right now, in my opinion. Le'Veon Bell. Let's talk a little bit of New York Giants. And by the way, I'm going to draft a kicker next. Justin Tucker from Baltimore. You'll find out. Justin Tucker is a crazy kicker. He'd be kicking those 60-yard field goals. All right, let's get off the kickers. Le'Veon Bell and the New York Giants are going to be having a huge year. Sam Darnold is a quarterback. He's going into a second year. He's kind of adjusted to, the speed of the NFL. Now he has Le'Veon Bell as his running back to throw those short little passes to. They have a suspect offensive line, but it happens. They have Robbie Anderson, wide receiver, out to the sides. So they could just say, hey, Robbie Anderson, go. And everybody's going to be paying attention to Le'Veon. And Sam Darnold's going to have a wide open, down the seam Robbie Anderson. He is another pick that I think in the later rounds you can get and for good value. So we got Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas. I wanted him. Now Michael Thomas just collected a check. He collected $190 million. Do you know what $190 million is for like 4 or 5 years? You're wealthy. You'll never have to work again, to be honest, if he spends it right. But when players get paid, do they still perform? Right? I've seen it time and time again. When an NFL player, specifically NFL, gets paid, they kind of back off their production. So that's another story to watch. Michael Thomas, New Orleans. The production, if it's still there, but in my opinion, I think he leads the league in touchdown catches. So that's a great fantasy pick. Julio Jones. The Atlanta Falcons they're whatever. They're just a consistent plugging along with Matt Ryan. Todd Gurley. Now, if you guys have a choice of drafting Todd Gurley and you really want to draft him, he is very injury prone. So, in my opinion, I think you should draft Todd Gurley's backup if you're going to draft Todd Gurley. Now, Todd Gurley's backups like CJ Anderson or whoever it is, you need to draft Todd Gurley's backup last pick or the second to last round. But you need to draft him. That's how I won the fantasy football league last year that I was in. I didn't draft CJ Anderson. I traded for CJ Anderson, Todd Gurley's backup, early on. And guess what? It paid off. Now Travis Kelce went. We have a choice of 3 very good wide receivers that we are going to pick up. Kansas City, man. Don't get me started on Kansas City. They are like the Lake Show. They are like Kareem, Magic, James Worthy, all of them. That's Kansas City this year. They are going to be fire. Now, we have a couple options. We have Odell Beckham Jr., who has not been picked yet. We got Tyreek Hill, who has some issues. Juju Smith-Schuster, or Mike Evans. So Odell just got picked. We have Juju Smith-Schuster. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Juju Smith-Schuster or Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill has a lot on his mind. Kansas City is going to be fire, though. But Juju Smith-Schuster is the only option in Pittsburgh. I am going to draft I'm going to draft Juju Smith-Schuster over Tyreek Hill only because I know he's the only option in Pittsburgh. I mean, they have James Conner at the running back position, but who else are the wide receivers? I mean, nobody that can come up to the top of my name. Big Ben's getting older. He needs that nice, reliable wide receiver, and I think Juju Smith-Schuster, it's going to be it. We have another pick coming up. We're on round 3. Hold up. Yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster. We're on round 3, so we'll see what is going on. But I think we should get Amari Cooper, in my opinion. I think Amari Cooper is the play. But we do have to pick a running back, another running back. But I think there's a lot. The running backs are deep this year. I think you can get a lot of value in running back later on in the draft. So Leonard Fournette just got picked up. I'm gonna choose Amari Cooper, wide receiver, Dallas Cowboys. Now they're gonna pay Amari Cooper. They're not gonna let him go. It's impossible, physically impossible. If they let Amari Cooper go, who does Dak Prescott have to throw to? Nobody. So they have to keep Amari Cooper. They could plug and play any running back and still do good. Still won playoff games. Still win championships. But Amari Cooper's gonna have a breakout season. The Raiders are stupid. They got rid of Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper for Antonio Brown? Come on, man. They're crazy. Now, our next pick is probably going to be running back. There is a Oakland Raiders running back. His name is Josh Jacobs, coming out of Alabama, first year, rookie in the league. He is going high in people's drafts because he is going to be a 100-yard-a-game rusher. 1 touchdown, 100 yards, guaranteed. I bet you in next year's draft, Josh Jacobs will be the Saquon Barkley that everybody needs. Now, I don't know how good Oakland's offensive line's going to be for him to succeed, but Josh Jacobs, running back, Oakland Raiders, write it down. You can thank me later when you win your fantasy leagues. Thank me later. Shout out to Drake. All right. So, Josh Jacobs just got picked up. Dang it. I'm just going to pick him up. All right. So, Devontae Freeman, Atlanta, they're kind of played out. I feel like Dan Quinn, the head coach of Atlanta Falcons, kind of did what all he can do. And he's just a trash coach. Matt Ryan's okay. He's solid. Matt Ryan reminds me of Matthew Stafford for the Detroit Lions, but a little bit better. He had all those weapons and just did not... he had all those weapons and just did not use them to the ability of which they performed. In that Super Bowl, I've never seen anything like it. Tom Brady's that's why Tom Brady's the GOAT. I hate to say it, but Tom Brady will never... He'll probably win the Super Bowl this year. I'll just mark it down because that's just how things have been going. So let's see. Patrick Mahomes went in round 4. Look, Patrick Mahomes and them up in Kansas City is going to have a huge year. Their defense is suspect, but their offense is like the Harlem Globetrotters or the Lake Show with Kareem Magic. I mean, that's why drafting anybody from Kansas City is a very, very good idea because they are a high-flying offense. Now, I'll talk to you later about Arizona Cardinals, but right now I'm up in 2 picks, so let's look over who I want to get. I have a running back spot that's still empty. There's a lot of good value running backs. But to be honest, let's look who's available at quarterback. Deshaun Watson is going to be having a huge year, but I'm going to pick Aaron Rodgers, quarterback, Green Bay Packers. Now, I'm a huge Deshaun Kaiser fan who is the backup, and I really want to see him play, but I just think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a breakout year. He's had down years the last couple of years, and his head coach now, Matt LaFleur, I'm very familiar with him. He used to be the QB's coach at Notre Dame not too long ago, so I know what he's capable of, and I think them as a team, Aaron Rodgers will throw for 4,000 yards, and they're going to be not the air raid offense, but they will be a high-flying offense with Dexter Williams at the running back position. Now, mark my words, not Aaron Jones, which is the running back right now. Dexter Williams, running back, came out of Notre Dame. He is going to be a home run hitter for Green Bay. So look into the later rounds in Dexter Williams. All right, so now we're going to get the running back. Marlon Mack is a very good running back, and Aaron Jones is also. James White with Patriots. Let's see. Robert Woods, man. Sony Michel is going to be another sleeper. Now, if you can get Sony Michel in like round 7, 8, 9, you're winning. So we're up right now. Derrick Henry. What's up with him? Henry, owner, free agent. He's projected to have a huge year, 12 touchdowns. So we're going to go with Derrick Henry, which is a huge get for me in the later rounds. Now we need to focus on getting a tight end. And David Njoku, I think, is going to be the best tight end in the league this year. Let's talk a little Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield is probably going to be a very scary quarterback unless NFL teams have figured him out. If they have not figured him out, then I think Baker Mayfield has the most dynamic offense besides Kansas City with Landry, Odell. You're going to have Kareem Hunt in 4 games back there. Your offensive line is pretty stout. They've been building that through the years. Who's going to stop that? And in their first preseason game, Baker Mayfield went 8 for 8 right down the field, touchdown. I know it's the preseason, but watch out for the Browns. And David Njoku in tight end should be your first choice at tight end. I don't care about what anybody says. Hear me right. David Njoku, tight end, Cleveland Browns, should be the pick. Let's see what else here. Yeah, that's the pick. So let's go over my team so far. Quarterback, I have Aaron Rodgers. My 2 running backs, Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. My 2 wide receivers, we got Juju Smith-Schuster and Amari Cooper, which is fire. And tight end, I'm going to draft David Njoku if he's still there. Jarvis Landry just went off the board, another Brown. Tell me when the last time you've had 3 Browns drafted before the 5th round. Never. This offense is going to be scary. Now, what scares me about the Browns is their head coach is a rookie head coach and is not going to be able to handle all the personalities in the locker room. It's going to be scary, but it's also going to be a lot of fun to watch. New England, there's nothing to say about the New England Patriots. Sony Michel just got drafted in round 6, which is a very, very good value. They're going to win. I mean, until somebody beats them, the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. There's nothing I can really say about them. As long as Tom Brady's back there and Bill Belichick is on the sidelines, Patriots Super Bowl. Let's see. David Montgomery used to play for the Packers, went to Stanford. Now he's with Chicago. Now, Chicago, I think the bottoms fell out of Chicago. I think Mitchell Trubisky kind of reached his peak. I know he's only been in the league like 2-3 years, but he's reached his peak. Mike Williams. Look, the LA Chargers, they might make some noise in the playoffs this year. They have Phillip Rivers. He's another year older, but Melvin Gordon at running back. You got Mike Williams. You got Keenan Allen. They have a high-flying offense. Their defense, you got Jerry Tillery in the middle, that Notre Dame guy. All right, cool. So we're on the clock. I told you who I was going to draft, and we got him. David Njoku, tight ends. Now we have to fill our flex player. Who do we want our flex player to be? Let's see. Look, Seattle. Listen, there is a wide receiver rookie called DK Metcalf, I'm sorry. He plays for wide receiver for Seattle. Russell Wilson throwing to him. He's a rookie. He played for Ole Miss. I watched him play. This guy's built like a truck. I'm not saying to pick him right now, but if you can get him at 10, 11, 12 rounds, please pick him. I'm not going to pick him right now, but we are going to get... We're going to get Allen Robinson from Chicago. I know I just told you I don't really trust Mitchell Trubisky, but Allen Robinson's a great wide receiver, veteran. As a flex player, I think he's perfect. Depending on what our bench looks like, we can switch the bench for that flex player. And Justin Tucker is going to be my next pick at kicker. I should have picked him number 1. I didn't. And yeah, Justin Tucker, Baltimore kicker. So we're going to draft him next. Now look, the rest of the draft is just all the sleepers and all that stuff. I'll talk to you real quick about the sleepers, but just to go over the team. So you could see it. Aaron Rodgers, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Smith Schuster, Amari Cooper, Njoku, and Allen Robinson. Darius Geis, he got hurt last year, running back Washington. He is a dynamic running back. So if you get into the later rounds, pick Darius Geis, running back Washington. His cuts are unbelievable, man. You should see him. Look him up. Highlights. He played for LSU. Let's see. So sad about AJ Green, man. That guy can't stay healthy. I don't get it, man. Like, AJ Green can't stay healthy. DeMarcus Cousins today tore his ACL playing a pickup game. I'm a huge Laker fan. Come on, man. Lakers had to make the episode today. So, like I said, Dexter Williams is going to be a huge get. Please draft him. Last round, second to last round. Do it. Antonio Callaway from the Browns, wide receiver. He is getting in trouble with the league, getting in trouble with the team, but for a later round pick, Antonio Callaway is not a bad pick. So let's see. I'm going to give you one more sleeper. Let me just see and find his name here. Find his name here. New England got Benjamin Watson, tight end. He's going to replace Gronkowski. Now, if you pick Benjamin Watson, tight end for New England, he might be the new Gronkowski. Tom Brady's so good at playing, plugging and playing players. It doesn't matter who's out in the field. He makes them look like all-stars. Now, that's going to be it for today's NFL live draft. If you have any questions, put the comments in below of why I drafted a kicker number 1. But put comment below, like, subscribe. I told you there would be some money in the episode. Look, if I gave you a tip and you win your fantasy league, I will personally pay one lucky fan's fantasy league entry. Whoever comments down below that has the best comment, I will choose the commenter and I will send them their league entry for fantasy football. $25, $50, $1,000, doesn't matter. I will send that league entry fee if they end up winning from my fantasy football advice. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching. If it was all over the place, great, because I'm not an expert at this. But I thank you for tuning into the Double H Show, and have a wonderful